Nigeria's Minister of Tourism, Lola Ade has highlighted community tourism as part of plans to boost the country's tourism and hospitality sector and generate revenue. The minister made this submission at a tourism stakeholders meeting here in Abuja. Arise News correspondent Benga Ashiru put this story together.
And the fraternity who has shown up already in
It's a gathering of the biggest industry players in Nigeria's tourism and hospitality community. They have come to step up the mandate of integrating sustainability of the biosphere into the nation's tourism and hospitality plan to build a green economy that's more beneficial for the nation and towards the new global order for zero carbon emission.
We are going to ensure that we drive this industry to sustainability through acts and practices that help us. And when we say sustainability, it's simple. It's about doing what should be done. It's about regulations. It's about strong enforcement. It's also about policies and as well as about standards that we have to follow. So what do we do to ensure that we are sustainable? What do we do to ensure that we succeed? Not just beyond return on investments. What about in terms of human development? What about contribution to GDP to government and stuff like that?
More leaders of thought on how to attain the global sustainability target took turns to make submissions on how to drive the dormant potentials in the tourism sector to contribute to the nation's GDP and returns on human capital using eco-friendly and energy-efficient method.
Sustainability is actually about survival in the future. And I said, let's look at why we should be sustainable in our industry. And that means it's sustainable in the future for our guests to have sustainable green hotels and resorts to stay at. And I gave the message, let's start with why you should be sustainable in your development and in your operations. And there are 3 reasons why. And they're categorized as financial, they're categorized as legal, and they're categorized as social.
Arise News took up the Minister of Tourism on a roadmap in harnessing the nation's vast tourism potentials and ultimately revving up the nation's revenue base.
Our initial plan is to encourage community-based tourism, which is not really inbound tourism, but for the locals, how we embrace what we have in the communities, how we teach the communities to prepare themselves for tourists that come to the communities, how the communities will clean their environment, how tourists are encouraged to stay in the community. Maybe somebody will hire a bed, to sleep on. How we have the best cook in the community to feed the tourists, and how the tourists will also go into the bush to go and hunt or to go and see or to be engaged.
With the tourism minister keeping a community tourism plan up her sleeves within the eco-sustainability framework, the nation now stands at the threshold of attracting one of the strongest tourism appetites in the globe. Benga Ashiru, Arise News.